Welcome to another exciting tutorial on Dengue House Fashion. Today's tutorial will basically on how to make our cargo pockets. So I've gone ahead to cut my body. The body of this pocket, the measurement I use for the body of this pocket is length 10. As you can see, this is length 10. 10 inches by length and 12 inches on the width. You see that this is 12 inches on the width, as you can see. So what we're going to do now is this. After you cut out this measurement on your fabric, you're going to notch both the top and the bottom of the middle part of the fabric. You just take it like this, like so, and notch as we already did here. You can see a little notch we also did for the bottom part. So what you're going to go ahead and do is mark 2 inches from this notch part to this part, which is 2 inches. You're going to also do the same thing for this other side. You're going to do the same thing for both the top and the bottom of this particular of your fabric. So you're going to take that 2 inches, that place you marked your 2 inches, and bring it straight up here on the notched part. As you can see, you do same thing for this part, and it's going to be looking like so. Make sure you're doing this on the front part of the fabric. So when you apply this method for both the top and the bottom, your fabric will be looking like so. The fabric will be looking like so. This is what you're going to have. Then you take it to your machine and sew. Like I said, this has to be on the front part. Let me just show you what I already did. It's going to look like this. You see the casing plate is, so I went ahead to sew to hold down this plate on the both sides. So you're going to be cutting 2 of this, pocket has, except if you want to make 1 pocket. So, but I had 2 of this. So what we're going to be doing next is we're going to be cutting a long strip just like this. This is 3 inches wide, then it's about 29 inches long. So I also went ahead to just iron, like I think half of an inch all the way through. So what I'll be doing is I'm going to go straight to my machine, and I'm just going to be sewing. If you notice, we are not sewing on the side we ironed. We're just going to be sewing all the way this way. Then I'm going to notch this part so that I know. Just go ahead and notch here. And you can also pin down as well. So I'm just going to pin this down right here. Then you're going to flip this way. When you get to this part, this other side, you're also going to notch. Then pin this as well. So just going to be pinning. I want to get more pins so I can hold this down. So this is basically what you'll be doing for the other side as well. So we're going to turn this, and this is what we have. So I'm going to do this now, then bring back for you guys to see. So I have gone ahead and sewn the strip to the main body of the fabric of the pocket, and you see I also top stitch round the whole sides, which I joined. But if you notice, I left about 1 inch before I started my top stitching, and the reason is because I would be folding. Yes, that's why I left that. I don't want it to be too bulky at that point, so that's why I left it. So I'm going to go back to the sewing machine, and I'm going to sew this, and we're also going to be sewing to have 2 stitches, one at the top and one at the bottom. So that's what I will be doing here. So I'm gonna go back to the sewing machine and bring it back for you guys to actually see what it looks like. So I'm doing 2 of this, then I'll bring it back. So guys, I have gone ahead to sew. Like I told you earlier, this is what I'll be having 2 stitches, one at the bottom and also one at the top. So we're going to jump right into the flap of the pocket. Like I told you earlier, the measurement I used for the flap, the width is 9 inches. So you can see right here, this is 9 inches. And the length, it's 4 inches. As you can see, this is 4 inches. So I went ahead to fold about quarter or half of an inch in. I did it for the 4 sides of the pocket. So what I'll be doing right now is placing right side to right side, and at the same time coming here. I'm not going to be touching this part at all, so I'm just going to be sewing here half of an inch all the way to this other side. I'm going to leave this side open. I'll do that for both sides, and I'll be back to show you what it looks like. Then we're going to turn it over, then stitch around. So that's what we're going to do. I'll be back. So guys, we've gone ahead to join the flap of the pocket, and we notched both sides. As you can see, we did that, and we also did same thing. Yes, I haven't notched this, sorry. So just gonna notch this. And mind you, you could be creative with your the pocket covers with your flap. You can make it over. It doesn't have to be this square, just the way mine is. You make it like an oval shape, you know, just a bit of curve around here. It just depends on what you do though. But whatever you do, just make sure you notch. The reason why you have to notch is because when you're turning over, it's going to be easy for you. You see, it's just going to be easy for you to have that sharp, and it's not going to be bulky at that area. So that's the essence of, yeah. So you see this, you see it, that's what we have here. So I'm going to do same thing to this side, turn it over. So we're going to head right back to the sewing machine, then turn this just the way it is. We're going to sew round, like so here, here, top stitching, like just going to top. But on this part, it's just going to be one straight sewing. But here, here, and here, it's going to be 2. We're going to be having double top stitching around it. So I'm just going to go ahead and also notch this part a bit. Notch, same thing I'm going to do here as well. What I'm doing here, I'm going to do for the other one. The reason why I did this so that this space could be flat. It's not going to be bulky around here. So that's why, that's the essence of notching it. So I'm going to do what I said and bring it back to you for better understanding. So I am done with this. As you can see, like I told you, this side just has one seam. Then this has 2. This has 2, and this has 2. So I went ahead to do some steaming on it. I did same thing for the pockets. So we're going to be heading straight to attaching our pockets. As you can see, this is how it's going to be. We're going to be attaching, she's already looking beautiful already. So we're going to be attaching this to our fabric, to our pen fabric. This is what we'll be attaching this to. So we're going to determine where we actually want the pocket to be on. So what I'm doing here now is, you can go ahead to measure the desired position of the pocket for on your client's body, but I'm going with 16. So the reason why I left 2 inches up there is because for my band. So this is 16. So I'm just going to be marking with this chalk here too. So after marking, as you can see my 16. So I hope you can see what I have there. So I'm going to be coming to the pockets, and this is like my center front for the pocket. So this will be here, and I'll pin. It will be on the side same where the pocket is. So you can see that I'm just going to, with the aid of my pin, I'm just going to secure, and mind you, I'm going to be opening up the side seam underneath. So I'm just going to pin this down here to secure my position, the position where I want the pocket to stay on. So after doing this, I'm going to come here now. You see what I'm going to do? I'm going to be, see what I'm doing? I place my pocket. So I'm going to come here now and mark. I'm just going to be marking all the way. I'll open this part up. Mind you, the bottom part also has to be positioned on the side seam. So I'm going to get my pin. So position that as well. So that would be easy for me to just, go around with my chalk. I'm just going to be going around underneath. Yes, if you can notice, my pocket is underneath where the chalk line is. It's not after, it's not before the pocket. It just has to be on this spot there. So I'm just going to mark, same thing here. As soon as we are done marking, I'm going to take this straight to the sewing machine. Sew this way. I'm going to be sewing twice. So I'll sew the edge, then I'm going to come here and also sew. So I'll be back. So as soon as I was done with that, what we're going to do now is we're going to mark half of an inch, yeah, or 1 inch above where my pocket is, and I'm just going to mark. Well, let me just go by half of an inch. Let me go by half of an inch. So this is where my half inch is, and this is where this is going to stay. So that's where it's going to stay. So that's what I'll do. I'll just do this, then bring it back, and we'll go from there. So guys, we've gone ahead to attach the pocket. I hope you can see what we have here. We had the double stitch. You see that? So what we're going to do now is just at this edge here, we're just going to stitch down maybe up to like an inch. Yeah, just 1 inch. We stitch it down, and that's it. Like I told you earlier, we're going to be going above by half an inch, and this is half an inch. Then we take this and we'll just make sure we indicate with the aid of your chalk. You indicate where your center front is. So this is center front, right? We'll do that for both sides. So we can place accordingly. So this is our side seam now, right? So we're going to place this center front right on our side seam. Then we're going to hold it down with a pin, and that's just what's left. We'll go back to the sewing machine. We run this down up until 1 inch or half an inch. Yes, we'll just run this down to hold it. Then we run this down. You see that our pocket is already. Then we'll just top stitch both sides. So we're gonna this is the last part. We're gonna just do this and bring it back so you can see what the finished look looks like. So guys, we've come to the concluding part of how to sew and attach our cargo pocket. As you can see, I decided just to give another stitch to hold on to the flap of this pocket. I was supposed to do just like a cross stitch by the side, and so it just depends on preference. So this is just what I decided to go with. So if this tutorial was helpful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to be dropping the link below on how to cut and sew pant trousers. Trust me, this technique is what you can use for your corporate wears, your denim, and the likes. So bye.